Hello everybody, I hope you're having an amazing day. Today the sun is shining, it is absolutely beautiful outside, which is so nice because as lots of you know, we have had rain after rain after rain. So finally today I have got to be a busy bee and finish making some beautiful bath bombs, which are just down here. Look how cute they are. So there's a few different ones, a blue one, and I'll show you my little purple one, and I've got to do another pink one because my last pink one, I tried to do it, it rained, and of course I destroyed the bath bomb. It's nice and hard and it will look fine to go in the bath, but it just doesn't look as pretty as I want. So I have to remake those, but I will be gifting those to a very special little boy and a lovely friend of mine. So anyway, they will be gifted to him, so I will send those over in the mail later on. But anyway, for today I thought, look, I'm just going to show you what I'm up to today because I have quite a few things to do. My hands are blue because the dye from the blue actually leaked through the glove onto my hand. Gotta laugh, I mean, you know, it's the way it is. And I'm still in this studio. As you all know, I'm building a new shop, and so I'm stuck in this little studio in this tiny little corner for now. But anyway, I'm sure you won't mind. But anyway, let me flip the camera around. I will show you what I'm up to, and hopefully you'll like to see what I'm up to too. Now to start with, here are my beautiful bath bombs. Don't they look so cute? So my whole idea, I've already done the green ones, they're already wrapped, and there's going to be like 4 in each because going forward on my new website, basically you have 12 sections for your collection. So it might be like earrings in one, lotions in another, bath bombs in another. My bath bombs are going to eventually move over and they're going to be in the gifts section. So I'm just thinking, because I'm not going to do heaps of bath bombs going forward, but I was thinking maybe I might get some beautiful boxes made up, and then these sort of ones, there might be like 4 in a box. I might keep those ones and a couple love heart ones. But that's basically it, because bath bombs are messy. You don't make a lot of money with them, to be really honest, you know, and it's just one of those things. The colors can go, and it's, you know, just the way it is anyway. But for me, that's what I'm thinking of doing, and I'll show you around here. So let me just move a couple things and let's zoom the camera around. I'm sorry for moving and if it's noisy. Now this is something I'm doing as well. Sorry, my peg is in the way. That actually does hold up my boards at the back, and I know everything's crazy messy, but I am testing these 2 new gorgeous candles. Don't they look a bit beautiful? So at the moment they've been burning for 2 hours. It has not reached a melt ball. I'm thinking this one's too small, so I may have to go back to the drawing board with that. These ones are fine. I've tested these, and these are my gorgeous coffee apple. So it has you know, gorgeous sort of like a latte, a bit of vanilla in it, has a little bit of spice with nutmeg and cinnamon, and then it also does have gorgeous sort of an Amazon apple kind of scent in it as well. Obviously when I say nutmeg and cinnamon, that's a part of the fragrance. I have not added that in because it is just the fragrance, but I do mix all of my own. So anyway, aren't they looking a bit cute? So some of them I may have to go over with the heat gun. I have not gone over, but you can see they're pretty smooth. I've now gone to A05 from Luxury Candle Supplies. As all of you know, I do love Pure candles. I love their coconut soy, but for me I wanted something just that sort of didn't tan, and I did notice that a lot of the coconut soys were actually losing their color. They didn't stay as white for very long, so maybe my process, I don't want to say it's not, but anyway, that's for that. And then this is my new gorgeous one. This is, so the coffee apple will all be in this sort of terrazzo-y type green. So some of them have more terrazzo than others. That one doesn't have a lot, but anyway, that's what I'm doing for now. And I have been on the computer I think for 7 hours already, so crazy. I feel like I are just working around these things, but I need all of these things to happen because, as we all know, Christmas is coming up, and I've got to, you know, do all of this on my website. So and of course now that I've done these, I have to go and clean the bench, but I do need to actually put some labels on. So I thought maybe you might want to come along to see what I'm doing. So let's just label these new jars. So now let's get started. So on these, I have my little, these are the wick cutters. You can get these from anywhere. Honestly, I think maybe I got them from Aroma originally, and that's how much I got mine off. Look, there's no right or wrong. I'm going to be honest here, but the thing is, I think if you leave these wicks too long, one thing I've noticed is they kind of mushroom and they're not very beautiful. This one here is going to need some love. It's got a little hole in it. I usually don't get any air bubbles or anything in mine, but look, to be honest, I was probably doing it too fast. Let's be honest here, you know, because like I said, I feel like I have a lot to do, but then I kind of sometimes feel like I have nothing to do. But anyway, and these, I've just printed these out. So now this particular paper, it's not paper, it's vinyl. I prefer to make mine on vinyl. Now, if somebody really hated my sticker, they could peel it off, do whatever they want with it. Even though I do have to heat gun just one of them, I'm going to leave that one. To be honest, I'm sort of going to leave that, but I will heat gun it later. But for now, let's just put these on here. So I actually do need to do, these ones are actually coffee apple. I think I said that earlier. And then basically, that's all I've done, because this is my sample ones. I do, since I've actually bought these sample ones out, can I tell you, I've sold heaps. So these are 1.2 centimeters long for anyone wanting to know. And I did say my hands are blue, so they're not dirty. They're blue. I can't get it off, but you know, it will come off eventually, won't it? Now, I also did make these little stickers, and they fit perfectly on these jars. I did get these from Kmart. They had a massive sale on these candle jars. They're actually made for candles. They ended up working out, I think, 50 cents a candle. So they'll, for a jar, sorry, not a candle, but for the jar. So it was pretty good. And it was really, honestly, the size I wanted. And it had that beautiful lip in it so that I could just put, you know, that in there. So basically, that was my whole idea. And so on my website, I sell these for $6.95, and I've sold quite a few already. And the one thing I've definitely noticed is people seem to like being able to buy something like this that's not too expensive. Then they can see if they like your candle. If they don't like it, it doesn't matter, does it? Because, you know, like I said, you know, if they don't like it, then they don't have to buy the big one. But if they bought a big $40 one, they might be a bit disappointed if they didn't like it. So anyway, that's why I decided to bring that one like that. And basically, this is how it's going to sit on. Now, one thing I'll tell you is when you've got little jars like this, sometimes I actually get that and I push that over. So when they get the candle, they just got to pop it back up. It's just so that the lid can go on. That's the only reason. But I mean, look, like I said, it's just a little discounted one, isn't it? Well, not really discounted, but, you know, it's just a little one for them, like I said, to try it out. And, yeah, so anyway, so that's what I've done today. So basically what I do is I save all of these. I create them, save the design, and I do that on Canva, and then I basically go back over to Cricut, because Cricut cuts this just like you would get the perfect sticker in a circle. And to me, I just think, you know, that's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, that's what you want. There's no good trying to cut out a circle by yourself. I'm going to be honest, it's not going to look good. That is the truth. You know, and some people will tell you it look fine, but I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't. You know, what my old dad used to say, eye appeal is buy appeal, and I do agree with that. I really do. But you know, we just do what we can. In a perfect world, I would actually get everything printed, but you know, I can't afford that yet. I'm not up to that at the moment. I'll get there. And that's the thing, everyone, you know, a lot of people say to me, oh, you're so lucky because you know, you have so much money. I've had that a few times. I don't. I'm like everyone else. We wait for my husband's paycheck to come in every week, and then we do what we can. So yeah, we're definitely not rich people, but I thought I would add that in. And you know, and look, I started like everyone else, just trying to make a business. You know, it takes a long time. It's taken me over 4 years, and I still don't get sales regular sales all the time. Like, I do get sales, but I'm not going to say I get them every day. I don't. And that's really important for everyone to understand, isn't it? But today isn't about that. It is, like I said, just about, you know, showing you what I'm up to and all of those little bits and pieces. Now, I also do have a parcel to get out today, so I thought, look, while we're doing all of this, there's an order that's come in the last hour, so I thought I will just do this one and show you how I actually package up my parcels. Now, another job for me to do today, I know that I wasn't going to do this, but I thought, look, I just have to. And you can see all the bath bombs in front of me, and we are going to do one in this absolutely gorgeous colour. I mean, is this not beautiful or what? So we're going to do a few in this, and then I'm actually going to do one where I put these inner colours inside them, because I've had them for a while, and I thought, look, I'll put them on my site. I'm actually using a beautiful scent. So this one is, it's like a white linen. It sort of has some berries, some lily of the valley in it. Just a really, really nice one anyway. It's my own mix. I've mixed a few different ones together. As lots of you know, I talked about this in one of my last videos. I decided that that was the best thing for me moving forward, just to make it look at, you know, I just wanted to have something a little different. Let me just give this one a tap, because I did put more water than I usually put in this mix. And then look how beautiful that is. I mean, is that colour not gorgeous or what? And so basically I have my blue, green and so on, and I'm doing a mixture of these. So there's going to be a few. I've got one particular bath bomb on my site, and it's like for 4 bath bombs for a certain price. But then I did have a few people say, look, 3 would be better, you know. So I thought, look, maybe I'll change it around a little bit. So I might just do 3. And 3 kind of works out good for me, honestly, because it fits into this particular box I have. I think eventually I may get boxes for everything, but honestly, I just don't know if I'm going to continue doing lots of bath bombs. I may only have 1 or 2 on my site and just bring some in as I want to. I don't know. I'm kind of just can't decide what I want to do with bath bombs, because sometimes they're just not a good seller. You know, look, they used to be a huge seller for me, but the problem is the price of goods has gone up just ridiculous. So then you have to, you know, you have to charge for that, and then people don't want to pay that. So it's kind of like that story, isn't it? Like, you know, what do you actually charge? It's fair for you and fair for the customer. So, and, you know, things like my body butters, soap, you know, lip balm, sell lots of lip balms. And my lip balms, just so you know, they're not a normal size. They're 3 times the size of a standard lip balm, because I use an environmental tube now, which breaks down. So it's like a cardboard, and it breaks down into the earth rather than, you know, more plastic. I mean, I know, look, let's be honest, we have to use plastic sometimes, but I do try and do my bit, and if I can use something that's not plastic, and bath bombs, millions of bath bombs get used every, not bath bombs, sorry, millions of lip balms get used every year. So, you know, anyway, but that's just a little bit about that. I thought we'll chat about that while we're going. But for these ones, I'm just going to do quite a few in pink, because I do need a few of these pink ones. So now these, I've said that these are 60 grams each. So I put anything from 65 to 70 grams in. And then basically, you know, once it loses a little bit of its weight, it will come down to 60. It might even be 62 or 63. But, you know, like, I'm just making sure I've got more, not less. But it'll be very, very similar to, you know, what I say it is anyway. But yeah, and I weigh every one of mine. I know you may think this is annoying, but I just think you need to give people what they're paying for. And in Australia is law that, you know, you have to give them what they're paying for. You can't just give them 10 grams under or anything. So I'm not sure. Every country's different, and everyone does it differently. You know, That's just the way I do it. Now, for anyone that wants to know what this colour is, this is a water-soluble dye. This one's called Acid Red. I get this one from a company called Sudoff in Australia. And I'm sure there's many places that do, you know, lots of water-soluble dyes, but that's where I get them. If you get them from Sudoff, they're pretty fast delivering as well. And, you know, look, that's the thing. I just think if you find somewhere you really like, keep going back. Don't worry if the postage costs more or the product's more. I mean, it's not. I think they're pretty reasonable with everything. But, you know, a lot of people say to me there's certain companies they don't want to shop from because they're more expensive. Personally, for me, if I get the service, that is more important than the dollar to me. So if I've got to wait 3 weeks for a product, you know, I'm not going to do that, to be really honest with you. I would much prefer to go elsewhere. So, interesting, isn't it? But anyway, that's what I'm doing with this bath bomb, and I'm going to keep going with this, and I'll bring you back in a minute when I actually start to do the other one that's a little bit more interesting, and we'll pop this all on the video together. So now I am back again. We are going to do this gorgeous heart one. As I said, you know, I'm doing a few at the same time. So all I'm going to do is literally pop a little bit of the pink in the bottom. So you can see it just like that. And then I do have these. So now these are going to make the water turn a really bright color. So I'm going to add a blue in here and also a yellow. And you just pop it in. So if you can kind of see like that, that's all you do. And then you're just going to put more of, you know, your mixture on top. And that's it. So it'll be a bit of a surprise once they see it all looking beautiful. So once again, make sure, you know, we're measuring all this up because we want it to be a certain size. And so for me, they're all going to be 110 grams, these ones. And then basically you can just give it a squish. You have to push it a bit hard, but it will be fine. Let me give it a bit of a squish. Now, these molds here actually come from a company called Lee Molds in Australia. They're very, very good. I've used them quite a few times. So there you go. That's what it's going to look like. So nobody will know until they actually use it, and then they'll see how fantastic this one is going to be. These will be really, really bold, bright, and super duper colourful. So now, I forgot a tray, didn't I? So I'm going to have to go and get a tray to pop this gorgeous little one on. So here it is. Doesn't it look a little bit gorgeous? So now we will just get and do the next one, and we'll just make sure that we're tearing everything out as we go along. So I'll just tear that back out. And as I said, this is literally what I'm doing with these ones. And once again, we're just going to put the colours in into this beautiful one. Pop the top on. And so when you're selling this, I would actually put a picture of these little blue things in the picture so that people can see that's what's going to be inside. Of course, you can use one, like make one for yourself, and then that could be sort of a bit of a demo as well. That's something that you could definitely do. So now let's pop this in here as well. Now look, you could use you know, a machine if you've got a bath bomb machine. I've never used one. I've always done all the bath bombs by hand. Look, I've had lots of people say to me, oh, I'm doing it the hard way and so on, but honestly I don't mind. I actually quite enjoy making bath bombs. But as I did say earlier, you know, at the moment they're not huge sellers, and I know the environment we're all in is not great. You know, we're in tough times, friends, aren't we? So we just got to do our best. But that's okay. I don't mind, you know. So anyway, we're going to keep popping these in, and this is what I'm just doing today, as you can see. So I hope everyone has enjoyed this kind of video. It's just a little bit about what I do with my day. And look, honestly, I'm a busy bee. I'm going to be honest, I'm always busy, but as I said to my husband, what would I do if I didn't do this? If I didn't do videos for all of you, what would I do? Seriously, I'd be so bored. You know, I'm one of these people that loves doing things. I'm not a person to sit around and do nothing. So honestly, I'd be so bored. So for me, doing what I do gives me a bit of enjoyment. I actually like it, and then if someone buys it, well, I make money from that, don't I? So anyway, one of those funny things. But as I've said on many videos, you know, I actually do all of this. I do teach a lot of people online on my Patreon. So I do have a few people that are at higher levels. That changes all the time, of course, because of situations. But sometimes, you know, I might teach someone for 6 months, and then they'll go and they feel that they can do everything by themselves then, and so on. So, you know, if that's of interest to you, just go over to my Patreon, check out what I'm doing over there. Can ask me questions. I don't mind. I'm here to help. And yeah, or else, you know, you might just want to go over there and get recipes and stuff like that. So, and if you want to join the recipes, that's like $7.50 AU a month. But the average person, honestly, chooses the $10 per month. That's probably the most common one that gets used. But anyway, we would love to see you over there. And don't forget to check out the Australian Soaping and Candle Conference, because I own that one. And I am so excited to see the beautiful Marie from Humblebee and Me. Also, I'm seeing some gorgeous people. Jess from Long Story Short Design. I'm very excited to meet her. They are a whiz with designs. They've taught me so much. And, you know, like they actually have started doing a lot of my designs. Going forward, I will be starting to get more and more of my designs just made by them. So, and that means, you know, like the labels that I put on the front of things, it's just easier once I go along, and, you know, if I get busier and sell more, I'll be able to afford to do that. And then that's definitely something that I'm interested in doing as I go along my little journey as well. You know, also we've got the business candle coach. So if you need coaching in candles, she is your lady. So yeah, but you know, you will see so many people at the conference, whether you're online or whether you're in person. So you know, please make sure we're looking at, there's a couple extra special guests that may be attending this year or next year, which is very exciting. They're international guests as well. We are always talking to different people. So who knows what's going to happen? You may see somebody that you admire on YouTube or in the candle or soaping world, which is very exciting, isn't it? Anyway, I will get going with this. I will clean up my mess because look how crazy my hands are with gloves. Now let's do the next job for the day, everyone. You can see here I have lots of these. I will show you in a minute. So basically I did a big order from Heirloom in Australia. So that's where I get all of my containers from, and you know, and these sort of containers from as well. And going into my shop, we want everything to look the same. So basically that's why I've done these, and then all my labels will be pink. But I, you know, working in the studio and then building the shop and trying to swap over has actually been a bit of a headache for both me and my husband. And my teenage daughters have actually been really sweet helping me find things, because I have bookshelves everywhere until the whole shop is sorted out. But anyway, so what I do is I'm basically putting them on this rack. I'll show you the rack. We'll turn this whole thing around in a minute. But I thought maybe you want to come along as I'm putting them all together. So on the side, I just have the lids. So of course, these are not sanitized yet. This is literally just to store them. And when I'm going to make something, then they'll be taken from here to be sanitized and make something, because there's no good sanitizing these now because other hands could touch them or anything. So that's why it's better just to put the lids on so nothing can get inside them, and they're in a safe back room where no one comes. This is only a room just for storage for me. So I did buy 50 of them. You can buy them in crate loads, you can buy them in boxes, you can buy them in ones, you can buy them in 50s, but obviously it's cheaper the more you buy. And these are for my soap whip, so they're really good size. These hold 400 grams, so they're quite big. I used to use a smaller one, but with soap whip, because it has so much air in it, you couldn't get enough in. So then that's why I've gone to these, and I want to bring out a sparkle whip as well for summer, so that's why I've got these ones. But they're looking beautiful, aren't they? So I'll get everything and you can just watch what I'm up to. Alright, so we are almost finished before I block the camera in, and it is very warm today. So anyway, that's why I thought we'll do this. So most of these are done. I'm going to give you a little look around here, but I decided, look, I have to, and this is a really hard thing, but you just have to throw away things or take them to the op shop or your local thrift shop if you don't use them. And I thought, look, having a business like this, when you're running at a home, you're running in a small space, sometimes you need to be realistic, and you do actually need to just say, okay, I have to cut it, I have to get rid of that, I'm not going to use it. And me being me, I just hold on to things sometimes for a little bit. You know, I mean, I don't hold on to lots of things. I'm not a person that has lots of knickknacks and things around, but it's really hard. So anyway, this is what I want to say. Sometimes as a business, you do need to cut stuff away. You know, you don't like it. I know no one likes waste, and you know, somebody else can use it, but definitely you've got to get rid of it, because otherwise it just ends up being a room of mess, a room of bits and pieces, you know. So anyway, and you know, if you decide that one product's not working for you and you're going to get rid of that product, then you're stuck with all of those things. So you either have to find a way to get rid of them or use some of them for something else. But if you're not going to use them straight away, I think just, anyway, get rid of it. So that's my idea here, and I just need to organize things. I like things organized. But anyway, we are almost finished with this bit in here. So this is the back room in my house now, everyone. You can see everything is piled up. I've tried to neaten it as much as I can, but with a small space, it's really, really hard. But once we go into the shop, it will be easier, because the huge white racks that you would have seen in my other videos, they're going to actually have drawers in the bottom, so I can store away some of these things. So let me show you over here. So we have actually popped everything back on the shelf. I forgot to show you, but they are my little body butter jars, some of the tiny candle jars, and just bits and pieces. They are the boxes that I had professionally made. And of course, these are my fragrance oils. These are the big ones that I do use. I have lots of smaller ones as well. And these are just some old containers that I originally bought when I first started, and I just use them to mix things up now. The milkshake maker things, they are up on there, of course. I've made lots of them, so they will go into the store when we're ready. And then right next to it, you can see, you know, of course, this is my shrink wrap machine. I've had this for a couple years. I do tell everyone, if you buy in bulk, and that roll there cost almost $500, but a number of years later, I'm still using it. some containers I need to clean, of course, and you know, just all the extra little bits, and I've got to clean this up a tiny bit in here as well. But for now, I think it is time for dinner. My daughter is desperate for me to make her wraps for dinner, so we need to go to the local supermarket and organize that. So I think for today we will finish the video up, and I will see you all lovelies on the next video. But don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. You'll see all my little videos, and you'll also be notified when I'm going live, and that is usually every second Sunday. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye.